Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge von The Council. Wir sind hier jetzt im großen Rat im, weißt du schon, ne? Irgendwie wieder komisch. Wir werden als einziger überhaupt nach Feedback gefragt. Die anderen kamen jetzt nicht so zu Wort, aber ausgerechnet wir werden gefragt. Da fühlt man sich als Spieler natürlich gleich besser, aber auch als Spieler, denn ja, das ist schon ein bisschen offenkundig. Also, es war offensichtlich, dass er Schutz benötigte. Wenn der Goldene Orden so eine einflussreiche Organisation sein will, hätte er sein Leben beschützen. Und wir bedanken uns erstmal.
Thank you all. I am honored to be among you today. I will strive to represent the interests of the Order as best I can.
Perhaps we may begin, Lord Mortimer.
Certainly. I have a dream that our nations will continue to support each other, more now than ever before. A dream that, for the sake of common good, we will do what it takes to ensure stability in the modern world. I have a dream that we shall lead by example and ensure that the American territory may remain in peace.
Thank you for the thought, Lord Mortimer, but I don't see where you're leading.
I'm coming to it, Mr. President. I need not remind you that North America is currently divided between the United States on the East Coast and Spain, which occupies the remaining 2/3 of the continent. Well, I propose that Spain cede the center of the continent to France, namely all of Louisiana.
Louisiana? But, well, it is not for sale. Lord Mortimer, I sincerely hope I have not come all this way just to hear you ramble on about what Spain should and should not do. When we went to all the trouble of gaining the territory a few years ago, it was not just to lose it today. Have I made myself clear?
What did I tell you, William? You speak of union, and yet here you are, about to tear us apart.
Duke Manuel, I perfectly understand you. But rest assured, you will soon adore my proposition. You shall see.
Well, since you give me the choice, my good fellow, allow me to doubt it. However, I am impatient to hear what Spain could possibly gain from the sale of Louisiana.
I never spoke of a sale, my good fellow.
What? But I do not understand.
There is one more territory left to conquer, if I'm not mistaken, in the northwest. It is, of course, occupied by your notorious Indians, but...
We shall soon be rid of the savages, so that is not the question.
Duke, these savages, as you call them, were there before you. They are on their homeland.
As much as the black people of Africa, Monsieur de Richet. That does not stop your dear France from massacring them and sending them like cattle to Mr. Washington's cotton plantations to provide him with cheap labor. So you keep your morals to yourself, if you please.
Senor, I would not like to be associated with that. The subject of black slaves in the United States of America is a complex subject, which we shall resolve at a future date.
Dieses dreckige Schwein.
It obviously doesn't stop you from sleeping at night.
Not in the least. Do not imagine I have anything against the American Indians or the blacks. That is not the question. But business is business. It is the natural order of things, Monsieur de Richet. There have always been men who govern other men. That is simply the way it is.
And it might as well be the likes of you who rule. Is that right?
But of course.
Come now, my friends, let us not digress. Anyway, these primitive people have no souls, Louis. We bring the good word to them in order to save them. You'll see, colonization brings with it many benefits, too.
Excuse me, if you don't mind, Your Eminence, I shall continue. Duke Manuel, I believe that Spain should cede Louisiana to France free of charge.
This is utterly grotesque, Lord Mortimer. What a strange example you set for your young protégé. Isn't that so, Monsieur de Richet? Do you understand anything of this proposition?
Schutz vor den Amerikanern. Ich habe keine Meinung zu.
I must say, William, I find your project mostly disfavors me. I thought you were my friend.
And I am, Mr. President. That is why I'm doing everything in my power to calm your expansionist fervor. France, in Louisiana, should persuade you not to attempt anything to take the territory by force. Louisiana is a vast wetland where you would needlessly lose most of your troops. It would weaken you and offer certain nations the perfect opportunity to take back your famous United States. I am protecting you from yourself, George. Trust me.
I understand. But with friends like you, sir, I certainly don't need any more enemies. I hope you know what you're doing.
Am I imagining things, or does it look like Washington isn't aware of Mortimer's plan?
Not to put too fine a point on it, Lord Mortimer, but I doubt the Holy See would be in favor of Catholic Louisiana being handed over to secular revolutionaries and king killers.
I should think Monsieur de Richet has an opinion on this subject, does he not?
Was ist denn meine Meinung dazu? Frankreich kann die päpstliche Meinung egal sein. Ich erinnere mich an die Weltkarten.
On the maps of Italy I saw in Mortimer's secret study, he had anticipated movements of troops across Italy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's planning an invasion of Italy by France, and if I push the notion a bit further, I can well imagine that Bonaparte's cannons, financed by the Order, will be used for that purpose. The noose is tightening around poor Piaggi's neck without him even realizing it.
I don't know if I'm the best person to speak about that, Your Eminence. Well, I think that the French army will enter Italy, and that the Vatican will do whatever France demands of it, if the Vatican wants to retain its place.
You are joking, I hope. Lord Mortimer, I did not come here to listen to such nonsense.
What makes you think that, Monsieur de Richet?
Well, Monsieur Bonaparte, here present, has ordered a large number of cannons, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were to be used to keep Italy under control.
Come, sir. What a strange idea. I have enough on my plate with issues in Corsica.
If you say so.
You see, you're...
But Corsica is not where the cannons are to be delivered, is it?
Aye, but... Louis, you are quick-witted. I like you.
You seem to be overlooking something, Messieurs les Français. I also have backers who would be only too pleased to demonstrate the full extent of their fervor by defending the Vatican. Mi auguro che insegnerete l'educazione a questo giovanotto presuntuoso, Sir Gregory.
I hope that you will teach this pretentious young man some manners, Sir Gregory. It looks like I won't be just making friends here.
In any case, my lord, I doubt the English crown will agree.
Ich versichere Ihnen, Emily, nie Preußen wird diese Vereinbarung akzeptieren.
What?
I assure you, Emily, the Prussian will never accept this agreement. Wollner looks like he's set on ruining Mortimer's plan.
Duchess, I am persuaded that we shall find a common ground.
That's enough, William. These are grave times. We don't care about the fate of Louisiana. That worthless expanse of putrid swamps interests no one but yourself.
Speak for yourself, my friend.
Hold on there, Mr. Royal Gigolo. Lower the volume, and let Sir Gregory finish.
Home, Godoy, and now Wollner? Mortimer's adversaries are ready to tear each other to pieces, and he takes a malicious pleasure in watching it happen.
How dare you!
Gentlemen, let us try to remain calm.
There you are, William. See where your projects have taken us, as per usual. Chaos! That's enough. I'm tired. We shall continue this discussion tomorrow, but please be aware that your project will never be ratified. Those who are opposed to this project, follow me. Are you coming with us, Monsieur de Richet?
Come, Gregory, I think Louis would rather stay. Wouldn't you, Louis?
Also, wir sollen Mortimer nicht trauen. Das hat Mama gesagt. Wenn Mama was sagt, dann stimmt das eigentlich. Wenn wir ihn jetzt unterstützen, finden wir allerdings... Oder wenn wir nur so tun, als würden wir unterstützen, würden wir vielleicht mehr rausfinden. Machen uns aber alle anderen, die da stehen, zum Feind. Emily, den Bekloppten, Bonaparte. Aber Washington und Co. sind ja noch da. Die sind dann auf unserer Seite. Allerdings habe ich in dem Priester und der Emily eigentlich gute Verbündete. Und auf der anderen Seite wäre jetzt der bekloppte Spanier, dieser Admiralstyp da, Washington und Co. Aber die spinnen ja, die Amis. Was nehmen wir? Also... Oh, Moment, Washington geht auch. Nee, Van Wöllner ist dabei. Ja, das sind im Zweifelsfall nicht die Leute, auf die ich mich verlassen will, oder? Also, wenn ich jetzt wirklich da sitzen würde, würde ich den Plan nicht unterstützen. Ich glaube, ich habe angefangen, das Spiel so zu spielen. Also muss ich auch so weiterspielen. Es macht keinen... Warum tut er das? Das macht keinen Sinn. Ich gehe mit.
At the risk of displeasing you, my lord, I'd rather follow Sir Gregory. I don't think this is a place for the order.
Louis? No.
Let him go, Mr. President. Everyone is free to choose.
How can he be so blind? If he keeps this up, he'll lead our countries to their destruction.
Don't worry, we shall counter him, Sir Gregory.
We have to act immediately.
Calm down, Gregory. We only have to vote against his project, and that's it.
They haven't got a chance. Just one vote will suffice.
True. There is no chance of a unanimous vote. And he knows it. He must be preparing something else. What is he plotting? We shall shortly find out, so let's take the lead.
What do you mean by that?
His plan begins with Louisiana, which is still yours, Duke Manuel. He will begin with you. Expect to receive an envoy, French most probably. He will try to convince you by every possible means. Whatever he says, whatever he promises, you have just one response. It's war. If war is what you want, war is what you'll get. And on your own territory, in your homes. Enough games. Spain will join the coalition against France and declare war. You too, Duchess Hillsborough. You will speak to the Queen so that Great Britain commits to going to war with France.
What do you expect from the Papal States, Sir Gregory?
What do you think? That they hold a mass? They will go to war, of course. What is it that you didn't understand in what I just told you? We all declare war on France. Militarily, politically, and financially.
And me, Sir Gregory? How can I help?
Louis, you have won my trust. The Order will have to act in France, but even before that, I'm going to need you. Right here and right now. Leave me now. I have to prepare for tomorrow. Let's meet early tomorrow morning for the next phase of the conference, which promises to be most exciting. Louis, I'd like to see you a moment, please. Thank you for siding with me today. I won't forget it. I'm going to need you. Help me counter Mortimer on his own ground. Right here. I'm sure he'll try and win some of you over. He needs our votes. Now, you leave that to me. In the meantime, I must ask you to go and see President Washington and persuade him to trust me and join us.
Do you really think that I'll be able to convince him?
I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I have total faith in you. He likes you, and thus he won't see you coming. You must be careful, though. If he senses that you are trying to manipulate him, he'll dig in his heels. Louis, use every means at your disposal. If Washington drops Mortimer, his defeat will be complete. You should go right away. There's no time to lose. William already has a head start on us.
Very well. I'll go right away.
Ja, willkommen im Intrigenstadel, sag ich mal. Können wir jetzt hier irgendwas looten, was wir noch nicht gelootet haben? Ja, hier, die Box.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Wo finde ich denn jetzt Washington? Ist der noch im großen Saal?
Let me in, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir, but that's impossible.
Come now. There's nothing secret going on in there. Let me in.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I cannot say, sir. I am to follow Lord Mortimer's instructions.
Can you at least tell me who is still in the room? I'm looking for a guest.
Of course, sir. It would seem that only Lord Mortimer and Mr. Napoleon are present. The other guests have gone back to their rooms by another door.
I'm looking for President Washington. Would you know where he is by any chance?
Unfortunately not, sir. All I can say to sir is that the President is no longer in the conference room.
All right. I'll go looking for him myself. Thank you.
Have a good evening, sir.
Well, well, well. We shall find Mr. President in his quarters, if any. Oh. Was hier denn passiert?
Hey, Peru's name tag's fallen off, and his door's ajar.
Oh.
Dear Monsieur Peru, I'm writing to thank you for... All right. I've retrieved everything.
Was ist denn hier passiert? Die Sachen kennen wir schon. Da hat jemand nicht gut mit dem gemeint.
Leave me, Deriche. I don't feel like talking.
Your door was ajar, and well, given the state of your room, I was worried.
It's none of your business.
Very well. I'll leave you then. See you tomorrow, Monsieur.
Das war jetzt ein nicht so ergiebiges Gespräch. Aber wer nicht will, der hat schon. Was ist denn, warum? Hä? Warum ist denn der so ausgerastet? Oder ist er selber ausgerastet? Aber warum? War das vielleicht sein großer Plan? Napoleon ist noch unten, das heißt, wir können ihm noch ein paar Sachen klauen.
The Beaucaire dinner. It hasn't been signed yet, but there's a letter with it.
Mein lieber Bonaparte, wie versprochen schicke ich Ihnen hiermit einige Seiten, die Sie in den kommenden Monaten veröffentlichen sollen. Wir wissen beide, dass Sie einzig aus Zeitmangel nicht in der Lage waren, diese Zeilen selbst zu verfassen. Die Ideen sind jedoch die Ihrigen. Keine Sorge, dafür schulden Sie mir nichts. Ihr Erfolg wird Lohn genug sein.
So, Bonaparte is going to publish a book that he didn't write. That crafty little rascal.
Na, vielleicht habe ich mich doch nicht so falsch entschieden. Monsieur Bonaparte, in Bezug nehmen auf Ihre Bitte, in unserer Gesellschaft aufgenommen zu werden, muss ich Ihnen hiermit informieren, dass Sie leider die Voraussetzungen nicht erfüllen, um ein Mitglied des Goldenen Ordens zu werden. Ihr Interesse an unserer Forschung und Aktivität ist noch eine große Ehre für uns. Wir haben keinen Zweifel daran, dass Ihre Begeisterung für die okkulten Wissenschaften es Ihnen eines Tages ermöglichen wird, sich uns anschlussfähig. In großer Vorfreude auf diesen Tag wünsche ich Ihnen bis dahin alles erdenklich Gute.
My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act.
Das wissen wir alle schon, das haben wir schon gesehen. Gehen wir mal ein bisschen weiter. Na? Da dürfen wir nicht hin. Der Herr Godoy. Warum will ich jetzt hier so rein und rauslaufen können? Warte mal, das ist mein Zimmer, ne? Steht direkt neben mir. Sollten wir vielleicht noch ein paar Sachen einsammeln. Geehrter Herzog, ich möchte Ihnen die Information mitteilen, die unser Geheimdienst gesammelt hat. Wir können bestätigen, dass Herr Hay tatsächlich an einer Vereinbarung mit England arbeitet. Das Ziel scheint darin zu bestehen, die französische Wirtschaft und heimlich auch die spanische zu schwächen, indem sie unsere Seehandelsrouten blockieren. Unsere Wirtschaft leidet bereits stark unter dem Embargo auf französische Lebensmittel und solch eine Vereinbarung würde den Untergang für unsere Kolonien bedeuten. Ganz ohne Zweifel werden sie zügig eine diplomatische Lösung finden. Ich erwarte Ihre Anweisungen.
Mary Louise of Parma. How ironic having a painting of the Queen of Spain in one's room, my Lord Duke. Hey, it looks like someone slipped something in the back here. It's a letter. Let's see what it says. It reeks of perfume, and it's written in Spanish. Godoy, you really are a little devil. So, let's see what it says.
Liebste Pepita, es zerreißt mir schier das Herz, dass ich wieder so weit weg von dir bin. Auch wenn es für mein Land ist. Ich bin so traurig darüber, dass ich dich ausgerechnet nach diesem kleinen Streit verlassen musste, denn du bist die einzige Frau, die ich liebe, Josefa. Ich habe es dir schon gesagt, alles, was ich habe, alles, was ich dir anbieten kann, entspringt der Zuneigung der Königin für mich. Lass uns zusammenbleiben, ich flehe dich an, für uns beide und unsere Kinder, die wir haben werden. Sei bitte nicht eifersüchtig, du bist die Einzige, die einen Platz in meinem Herzen hat. Alles andere ist nur gespielt, das schwöre ich dir. Kleine Drecksau.
Only one enjoying the Lord Duke's favors. If the Queen found out, it would cost him dearly. I'll keep it with me. You never know. Manuel Godoy, a painting of himself in his room. Now that's not going to help him develop a sense of modesty. Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better. Don Quixote. Talking without thinking is like shooting without taking aim. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Jetzt lernen wir auch noch weise Sprüche hier. Ja. Aber so ein Typ.
Charles IV of Spain. Now there's no chance of Godoy forgetting who he owes everything to.
Da brauchen wir, glaube ich, keine Sorge haben, dass wir uns da jetzt auf die falsche Seite gestellt haben, oder? Würde ich mal so sagen. Okay. Dann, falsche Richtung. Geht's auf zu dem Herrn Washington. Das war mein Zimmer. Und natürlich mit der Maus und dem Elefant. Ich weiß nicht, wie ich da gerade an... warum ich da gerade drauf
George Washington.
Ja, und was wir mit dem zu besprechen haben, erfahrt ihr in der nächsten Folge. Bis dahin, besten Dank fürs Zuschauen und auf Wiedersehen.